Hi, I'm Jess, and welcome to the Space Center Studios. On today's show, we will be having two guests joining us. The first guest will be George W. Bush. He is here to tell us about his new plan to explore space and extend a human presence in our solar system. President Bush spoke this week, January 2004, at NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C. to inform us of his new plan for NASA. Welcome, George.
Woo! Thank you. Thanks, guys.
So, what is the first goal in your new space plan and why?
Our first goal is to complete the International Space Station by 2010. This is our first goal because it will help us to better understand and overcome the threatening obstacles that are currently limiting us from full space exploration. Space travel poses numerous threats to human health, and the completion of this station will help us to understand and prevent these threats.
Great. What do you plan on doing to meet this goal?
In order to meet this goal, we will return the space shuttle to flight as soon as possible. The shuttle's main purpose over the few years will be to complete the International Space Station.
Wow, that is very, very interesting. And exactly what is your next goal?
Our second goal is to build a new spacecraft called the Crew Exploration Vehicle and to conduct the first manned mission in no later than 2014.
And what is the purpose of this spacecraft, and what will it be capable of?
The Crew Exploration Vehicle will be capable of taking astronauts and scientists to the space station after we hopefully complete it. But the main purpose of this spacecraft will be to carry astronauts beyond our orbit to other worlds. This will be the first spacecraft to do so since the Apollo Command Module.
Wow, that sounds great. And exactly what is next?
Our third goal is to return to the moon by 2020 as the launching point for missions beyond. Being no later than 2008, we will send a series of robotic missions to the lunar surface to research and prepare for future human exploration. Using the Crew Exploration Vehicle, we will undertake extended human missions as early as 2015 with the goal of living and working there for extended periods.
What is the significance of this mission? And why is this an important goal of yours?
Well, return to the moon is an important step in the space program. Establishing an extended human presence on the moon could vastly reduce the cost of further space exploration, making possible ever more ambitious missions. Lifting heavy spacecraft and fuel Earth's gravity is expensive. Spacecraft assembled and provisioned on the moon could escape its far lower gravity using far less energy and thus far less cost. Also, the moon is home to resources. Its soil contains raw materials that might be harvested and processed into rocket fuel or breathable air.
Sounds great, George. One last question.
Oh, yeah, sure.
How do you plan on funding this new space plan?
Well, achieving these goals requires a long-term commitment. NASA's current 5-year budget is $86 billion. Most of the funding we need for the new endeavors will come from reallocating $11 billion within it. We need some new resources, however. I will call upon Congress to increase NASA's budget by roughly $1 billion out over 5 years. This increase, along with refocusing of our space agency, is a solid beginning to be guided by the progress we make in achieving our goals.
Wow, that's really, really cool. Well, thank you for coming, President Bush, and we'll see you next time.
You're welcome. Thanks. Thank you. You're far too far.
Breaking news. It is now 2011, not 2004. Apparently, Barack Obama is the President of the United States. President Obama has decided to cancel the Constellation plan, and Obama is currently here with us to tell us why. Everyone, please welcome President Barack Obama.
Roar! Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Hello, President. Please, explain to us why you have canceled this project originally created by President George W. Bush.
Bottom line is the project is way too costly for us right now. This Constellation project was draining resources from other U.S. Space Agency activities.
Well, exactly what do you plan to do instead?
I plan to instead turn the private sector for launch services.
Do you know what NASA had to say about your decision to cancel this project?
NASA is not happy with this decision. Have been working very hard building these ships and working on this plan. Although they do not agree with my decision to end this project, I firmly believe it was the right thing to do.
Well, thank you for your opinion and letting us know all about your new plan. Thanks for your time, President Obama.
Anytime, guys. Thank you.
Well, people, that's our show, and I hope you all enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.